Good morning, guys. I just wanted to show you a little bit about the lab that we're going to be doing today. It's a virtual lab, and it's called the Case of the Five Droppers. If you use the link on the news feed, it will take you to this page. Over on the right-hand side, you'll see a list of equipment, some explanation about how to actually do the lab, how to empty and clean a cell if you needed to, and how to make some recordings, and then some of your observations that you're going to be making. Up in the upper right hand corner, you'll see in blue, if you click on the discussion, you'll get some background information about the Case of the Five Droppers that you'll find very helpful. And one of the keywords that you see right here are precipitates. And so we're using that today. You don't necessarily have to apply the solubility rules. What I'd like for you to do is just make sure you get your observations down. And so just a couple of things to talk through. If you notice over here on this side, you've got a couple of different steps that you might need throughout the scientific method. You've got knowns and unknowns. Okay, and we're going to start off with these solutions. So just make sure that they're all labeled when you're going through. And then on the steps that you see over to the side, for this one, you'll notice this is lead nitrate. If I go up and click the dropper, it will actually bring it down to the well plate. Now, to actually get the chemical out, you have to hover over the particular well and click it, and you'll notice that you'll have drops coming in. And then, of course, you can go click the next well. And remember how we set this up in whenever we're doing a micro lab, you're going to do in this case, the lead nitrate all the way down. And you'll notice you're also doing it all the way across. And of course, that will mean in this first upper left-hand well that you actually are adding lead nitrate and lead nitrate. And of course, adding more of the same substance, you're not going to get anything new. And you may notice on certain wells, like this one, would be adding the potassium carbonate to potassium carbonate. And so rather than just worrying about skipping those, just go ahead and follow through with the procedure and just go ahead and add those particular substances to each of the wells. And so I'm going straight down, clicking on the well where I want the pipette to go, and adding the lead nitrate all the way down. Okay, once I do that, if I'm going to follow through and just go straight down, and I click on the next substance, you can see that it immediately kind of goes to filling in the very first column, but you can click and just continue all the way down. And so you can manipulate this to go all the way down, add your substances. Okay, and just to kind of briefly show you just a couple of things about this feature. If we were to do, say, if I wanted to do the potassium carbonate, and I'm adding it here, okay, then what I'm looking for are chemical reactions as I go. Okay, at the very bottom of the well plate, we always talk about sometimes the white background is not the best. And so if you use the arrows, it blacks out the background. You want the entire well plate blacked out. And that helps you see some of the precipitants. If you notice over on the side, your key, you're putting an X where you have no observations, G for gas bubbles, W for white, Y for a yellow precipitant, and B for a black or gray. So once you add those together, and you can see this one, as you add those together, you may see some of those precipitants show up, and so you'd make a recording of that. So you've got, for check your results, if you click on that, they'll give you a data table over on the side. You can write that on your paper, set that up, and then, of course, you can go back and record your results as you go through and make your observations. So you can use this data table that you see write that in your notebook. And today we're just looking for just checking our results and seeing what kind of results we come up with. So go through today, collect your observations about those, and then we'll pick up there tomorrow later on to talk about how to figure out and how to use the solubility rules.